Do you know strategic thinking? Strategic thinking is defined as a mental or thinking process applied by an individual in the context of achieving success in a game or other endeavor. As a cognitive activity, it produces thought. The intent of strategic thinking is to suspend problem solving and to engage in rigorous process of divergent thought and change of the underlying premise of a strategy as a means to innovation and sustainability. Nowadays, with the development of science and technology, our life is increasingly dependent on social media. Social media are computer-mediated technologies that facilitate the creation and sharing of information, ideas, career interests, and other forms of expression via virtual communities and networks. It is a good tool that helps us communicate better. According to data from Pew Research Center's Internet Technology Project, a 2015 survey reported that 71% of teenagers have a Facebook account in America. It became part of our life gradually. Do you remember the days when we were kids, there was no any social media? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The crew member of Strategy Time Machine has the pleasure of welcoming you aboard. Would you please put your seat in the upright position, fasten your seat belts, and lock your table in place? Welcome aboard this time machine. This time machine will take you to our childhood. At that time, social media was not very popular. There were no mobile phones, no computers, and not many online games. At that time, we were having dinner with our parents and playing with friends every day. Remember when I was playing games with my friends in my childhood, like jumping guns, hopscotch, hide and seek, and throwing. Whenever you have time, you can play with friends instead of staying at home and playing mobile games. When social media came into our life, we got much more information about science and technology. It's changing our life, but at the same time, we lost much. Family time, there are less face-to-face with our families. Friends time, there are less gathering with friends. And we have the feeling of missing someone anymore. Instead, we had done and read interesting news. We play computer games just for winning. We use QQ and WeChat to contact others. But we forget, the letter thousands miles away, that may be a love promise. Now, social media causes more problems. Cyber violence, fraud, and psychological problems caused by social media. According to CNN News in 2018, we have learned that an Australian child star named Amy committed suicide because of being attacked by social media violence. She started to be an advertisement model since she was 6. For that time, there are many people who are using dirty words to abuse this little girl just for fun. Some even said to her to die. All these were lasting for 8 years. Eventually, she couldn't bear that and chose to stay away from this world. A survey by the Australian Office for Children's Safety Affairs in 2017 showed that 1/5 of young people aged between 8 and 17 in Australia had been bullied by internet, of which 30% were subjected to violent intimidation. Attacks can lead to serious stress, anxiety, and even depression. And social media is unsafe. According to New York Times in 2018, more than 50 million users on Facebook were improperly accessed by a company called Cambridge Analytica through a personality test application in order to through advertisements to target audiences in the 2016 U.S. presidential election. If personal information is so easy to get, some people will use it for network fraud. Besides, spending long hours on the internet can lead to a serious problem, net addiction. According to a data Hagerians in the Brown University Child and Adolescent Behavior Letter, over 60% of 13 to 17-year-old boys have at least one profile on social media, with many spending time more than 2 hours a day on social networking sites. The profit of net game in the world is huge, but the potential risk of net game is noticeable. More and more people are addicted to net game. Some people focus on virtual network and they ignore the real life, a fact based on Sherry Turkle's report. A researcher at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology has written extensively about the impact of social media on relationships, theorizing that they actually weaken human ties. While we expect more from technology and less from each other, social media can leave people feeling more alone. In order to solve these issues, we can provide some tips to help you get rid of your addiction. Tip 1. Enrich your spare time. Be active in taking part in social activities, like your friends' birthday parties or gatherings. Be remember, no phones with you. In that way, you can meet and know more people, not just playing games alone. Once you have more relations, you will have more chances to date with people, not phones. Here is a question. Do you like playing phones before sleep, as if you were addicted and couldn't control yourself? If the answer is yes, you can set a timer switch. That is to say, setting phones to power off at 10 or 11 p.m. Then you will probably put down your phone and go to sleep. Tip 3. Developing more hobbies. For instance, if you have time, go to library for reading a book instead of reading e-book. Reading online is not beneficial for eyes, and the atmosphere in library may affect you to be more concentrated. On the contrary, when reading e-book, you will easily get distracted by your messages or something else. Tip 4. Before class started, students put phones into the bag with their names. One of the most serious problems in the present class is that students like to sneak on their mobile phones. One good solution is to prepare a classroom handset bag. Before the class beginning, the teacher can collect the students' mobile phones in the bag. The specific practice is to give each bag for the name of the student, so that it is convenient to manage. This way can not only help students to concentrate on their course, but also improve the efficiency of teaching. Tip 5. People should do more exercise instead of addicted to social media. No matter at any age, the health is the most important. So people should pay more attention to exercising rather than immersing themselves in social media every day. For example, we can run in the morning and breathe fresh air instead of using phones after your opening eyes. We can climb mountains with friends and enjoy the pride of reaching the summit. We can choose to do exercise indoors anytime and anywhere, such as the most popular sport, yoga in modern city. Of course, Group sports like football, basketball, and badminton are all good choice. Tip 6. Make a plan. The time is precious. People should know the importance of time and do not waste it. The best way is to make a schedule. To be honest, people waste their time on social media because they have nothing to do. Making a timetable for yourself and being busy is the best solution. Imagine that if you live fully, you won't spend a lot of time on obsessing with social media. So, start to make the next day's work, or start a plan. And it is worth to notice that the plan must be practical. Time is fair to everyone, but it depends on how you govern it. So, please put down your mobile phone. Don't waste time. Go to enrich your day.